Okay. I would be discussing this exchange program later as well.
Sure.
But I just want to know when I was visiting your profile page and website of ICJ, yes, FJ. So I got the script on the website that you have expertise in Latin American. Do you find any similarity between Latin American atmosphere, journalism working there, and journalists in Pakistan?
Very interesting question. Yes, many similarities. For one thing, I think we're both lacking in multimedia skills.
Okay.
We are going there, we are getting there, but we're way behind compared to the US or European countries, which is obviously not good for us, but also, you know, all the multimedia new world is carrying a lot of bad things as well. So it's good and bad. Another similarity, I would say, that is harder for us to be journalists. It's not as easy as it is in other countries. It's hard. You're at risk many times depending on the topics you cover. So again, that doesn't happen. You know, in the U.S., you're not worried that they're gonna kill your kids if you're covering something. In Mexico, you might be very worried that your family is in danger all the time. So that's definitely a similarity as well.
Okay. Okay, before going to again that program, I would like to ask what ICFJ is and why IFCJ felt this necessity to have such programs.
Right. So ICFJ is a media training non-profit organization. Okay. It's an independent organization based in Washington, D.C. And to make the story short, what we do is we train journalists around the world in the belief that better journalists reflects in better lives. I mean, the fact that you are offering better information allows the audience to make better decisions. So that also reflects in better lives. Why this program? This program is funded by the State Department, the Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs. They saw the need. They wanted to fulfill, this gap. And we couldn't agree more. We thought that the Pakistani journalists needed to have a better view, a better understanding of the life and culture of America, also the policies, and we thought it was perfect. I mean, so it was definitely a good match between what we wanted and what the state wanted.
So the role of ICFJ would be like a facilitator?
For this program?
Yes.
We will run it. We will do the whole thing. The only thing that we're not doing is the recruiting.
Okay.
We're not selecting the participants.
And the sponsor is as well U.S. Department?
Yes.
Okay.
The ECA Bureau, Education and Cultural Affairs.
Okay. Yes. So far you have met with 200 journalists in Pakistan. At least 200 journalists in Pakistan. What standard do you find them? You think there's a lot of need to help them, to teach them, to facilitate them? What your perception is?
Yes. So one of the things that is definitely interesting for us to learn is the amount of interest in politics and social issues. I never thought it was going to be that way. I mean, someone told me there were a lot of talk shows and those kind of things, but everybody's into politics. And that to me is absolutely very surprising, amazing, and good. You know, it's good for the audience to know a lot about something that really is of interest, especially now that, you know, with all of the things that are happening. Another thing, again, since related to your other question, I do think that there's a huge need on multimedia skills. Of course, in many cities and rural areas, the internet access is not great. But I'm not even talking about internet. In general, you can use your mobile phones that you use every day for so many other things to better inform your audience or to create new ways to give information to audiences that perhaps never got anything or right now are getting just so little. So those kind of skills, I think, are needed. There's a great...
You think there should be a two-way communication between our audience and the journalist?
Absolutely. That's what we've seen all around the world. I mean, the mainstream media used to be the stakeholders. We used to own the information.
Yes.
You know, like you cover a story, you will go to your newsroom, your editor will edit your story, perhaps someone else will also take a look at it, and then you will send it, and then the audience will read it. Now it's both ways, in so many other ways. Now there are journalists everywhere, or people that think they are journalists, with the citizen journalism, movement.
Yes.
People from the audience are sending the news to the mainstream media, and I hope everybody's using that information. So things are changing rapidly.
You just discuss about the citizen journalist. This is a very new concept in Pakistan. Almost, if you are going to meet many journalists, they even don't know what citizen journalist is. So you think while having such programs for journalists, we could create awareness, we could create room for such citizen journalist type of things in our society, in our media?
We hope so. I mean, through our program, we will definitely train those 180 journalists on many things, especially citizen journalism. But we hope that you will, as a society, you will get there. I mean, the changes are happening in every country around the world, so obviously Pakistan is gonna, get those things soon. But to me, the good thing about citizen journalists is that they give you a wider, picture of every single story. So it's not that the journalist is going to go and cover a specific issue and come back and send the news, but how great it is that you go and cover it, and then you hear from all of the people that were there at the moment that happened, and then you hear from, the people from other cities that are suffering the same issues, and all of that, you can present a story that is richer and more sophisticated, and the whole picture is clearer for the audience. So.
Okay, but the thing is, while visiting the web page, I found a speciality of journalism. But on the contrary, having citizen journalists, everyone can send anything about any material.
Absolutely.
Don't you think both these are absolutely opposite to each other? I would like to get answer of this question, but I have to take a short commercial break. So we are moving to a short commercial break, and then we will discuss this. नाज़रीन एक मुख्तसर ब्रेक वठूं था असांजी दिलचस्प क़िस्म जी जेका इंटरेस्टिंग क़िस्म जा जेका ये गुफ्तगू आहे या हलंदड़ आहे मुख्तसर ब्रेक खां पोइ वापसि अची हिन सिलसिले खे अॻिते वधाईंदासीं तव्हां असां सां गॾु रहिजो